We're on our way to see Mike Greco. I love this guy. He does some really fun work, and he's just really fun to talk to. So let's go check it out.
Hey, I'm Michael Greco. I'm Michael Greco.
Hi, I'm Michael Greco, and this is my take.
Oh, if I could create the perfect role. You know, I actually had it, and I did 2 episodes of it. I was the Green Lantern in the original Batman-Superman adventure, and it was legitimately, it was Hal Rayner, and he's just a sarcastic young kid who just becomes the Green Lantern, and it was the coolest job I ever had up until the time because A, who doesn't want to be a superhero, but also I've never done that kind of work before, and it was really fascinating to sit and record a full cartoon, but then also to go back in and have to do some ADR for it, and it was the first time I ever did ADR, so I did like, you're gonna hear the beeps, and then I'm like, yeah, the beeps, great. I don't know what that means, you know? So they beeped it in, but what they were beeping in, and they said, just follow, but imaginary fourth beep read. I go, great. And they said, okay, all this is the ring has found your guy, and you become the Green Lantern. And I hadn't seen that because we just read it before. So I'm watching, and I'm hearing my own voice as the character, and then the ring comes, and then it doot, doot, doot. Well, I was so fascinated hearing myself and watching myself become the Green Lantern, I didn't say a word. I just stared at the screen like, that's really cool. And they go, cut. Hey, you gotta react to the. Oh, right. Yeah, no, let's go. Roll again. I got it. And then I did it, but it was the coolest job I'd ever had, and I have it around here somewhere. I used to have all this Green Lantern stuff everywhere because I loved doing it. It was the most fun I've ever had. Recently, I've been working on HGTV's Beach Hunters, which is a fun little show. We've done 2 seasons, and we're recording the 3rd one now.
Jack and Jenny are looking for their dream vacation home on the beaches of Sarasota, Florida.
Melissa and I did an episode of HGTV years ago when we bought our place in Venice. And because we knew a producer, and it was during the downtime of the market, so they desperately needed people to be on the show. And I was like, I don't want to be on a TV show. And Melissa goes, well, I do. I want to be on TV. I'm like, I'm on TV all the time. I don't want to be on TV. So we did it, and we watched the show, and I actually really liked the show. And Suzanne Wong, I believe, was the woman who did the initial House Hunters. And all I did was imitate her as a guy. That was literally my audition. I was like, oh, wait. I watched a couple episodes of the show and went, okay, and read it. Heard kind of inflection and intonation just with my voice. And they're like, oh, you get how to do this. Here. I've been GameStop's announcer for many years, thank God. They've been a wonderful client. Let's say it's right now get Call of Duty World War II for 30% off at GameStop. It's just cool little kind of voice, and that is more of what people go, oh, I heard that. That's you. And this year I just did the QuickBooks campaigns.
The world's largest workforce works for themselves. We work for them. QuickBooks, backing you.
Thank you, QuickBooks.
Yeah.
The QuickBooks thing is so much more mellow. I actually had to sit on my hands because I talk with my hands a lot, and they wanted very flat, QuickBooks backing you, and I'm like, I can't. I have to. Don't be animated, right? Don't be animated. I kind of sit like this, I think it's important to do research for some auditions, not all of them. I think commercial auditions at this point, we all kind of know how to do commercial auditions. But if you're getting an animation read or a show read that they say it's for Nat Geo or television, I would try to go watch the show, at least one of them, and kind of get a vibe for, is it energetic, is it laid back, is it flat, what kind of read are they maybe looking for to match. And then for animation, of course, just watch whatever cartoon. They're all over. You can get them on YouTube or Hulu or whatever. Just watch the show, watch one episode, and get a feel for what kind of cartoon it is. Is it cartoony? Is it wacky? Is it for little kids, so it's really energetic? Is it monotone? Is it just regular voices? And try and get a feel for what it is before you actually do your read. But that's also kind of how I got started, was when I jumped into this career, they realized that young sounding people should sell things to young people. So it was like, okay, let's not just use old white guy announcer to sell everything. And I just kind of stepped in at a lucky time. I really did. It wasn't anything more than I was right place, right time.
Well, I would say that you have the inherent talent
Well,
as
I
well.
appreciate that.
Absolutely.
for new voice actors today, it is. I wish them all the luck in the world. I think this has gotten harder and harder and harder to get into as an industry. Yes, there's more work, but a lot of it doesn't pay anything. A lot of it's not union. But also, I think somewhere along the line, I'm not exactly sure what happened. Somebody went, hey, you know you can make a lot of money as a voiceover actor. And everyone went, great, I have a good voice. I can be a voiceover actor. And it's not that easy. My first and foremost advice to anybody who's getting into it is go take an improvisation class. Don't take a voiceover class. Go take improvisation classes, because I think that's the most useful skill you'll have, even just as an actor, but as a voiceover actor as well. Because all the direction that I feel that you get is, that was great. Can you smile through? Be happier. No, that's too happy. Be sarcastic. No, be right. And if you can't quickly assimilate that, and improv training helps you do that, and just regurgitate the next read that way, then you're not really going to work because you're not directable. So I would do that first, then go take a class, learn how to stand in front of a microphone, read copy. I've been asked to teach classes. I'm a terrible teacher. As I always say, I don't really know what I'm doing, and part of that is true. I inherently, and I don't know why, was given a piece of copy 20-something years ago and said, can you read this? And I read it, and I booked it. I don't know why. I don't know why my voice stood out over the next guy. I don't think that matters. I think the top 10 people who are going to book a job all sound pretty much exactly the same and have read that piece of copy pretty much exactly the same, because that's what the copywriter wrote it for. And so if you are going to book it, you're going to sound like the other 10 people that might also book it. So really all it is some sort of inherent ability to read copy the way it's supposed to sound. And if you can do that, there's any number of good coaches and teachers who can then teach you to hone that skill and be a better voiceover actor. But if you have no inherent ability, I don't think you can do it. I don't care if you have a good voice or can imitate whoever. You know, and people say, well, I can sound like Alec Baldwin. I go, oh, great. You know who they're going to hire? Alec Baldwin. So